Hi, it's been a while. So much has happened, not just in the world, even though I want to talk about world events because there's so much going on in the world. I do want to talk about my test results for Clarity X, which I got at the end of August, but it's just been so much. Well, the report date is end of August, but I think I was talking to them in September, and it's a lot, when you go and do these tests to get answers, you end up with more questions half the time. And I have so many pages I wrote notes, but I was going to try to memorize things, but I think I'll just read. So the first thing is the COMT gene, COMT gene. And it's telling me that I have reduced dopamine receptor DRD2 density and hypoparameric functioning, which I think that has to do with like weight control and addiction and impulsiveness and things like that. So I definitely can say that I've always had I want more, nothing satisfies enough. But I think being on the Prozac has helped me control my weight, and I'm eating a lot better now, which is good. But I wasn't surprised about having a dopamine issue. The concern now is like how to get my psychiatrist or somebody to help me with that. Because I don't think I can do stimulants because I have a history of heart stuff from my mom's side of the family. But yeah, dopamine and processing I think is kind of my issue. Like things don't process the way they're supposed to. So this first thing was talking about they talk about if you're taking certain drugs or how your genetics is affected by certain drugs. And this was talking about antipsychotics. Antipsychotics, it says normal risk of antipsychotic induced tardive dyskinesia, which I've never had, and I've never had any psychotic episodes, so that's good. But it's good to know in case I ever have to deal with that. Yeah, it says I carry two copies of the TAQ1A variant, homozygous for the A1LA. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing all this. I'm not a scientist. And it says I have increased risk of hyper HYPER prolactinemia. Hyperprolactinemia. I think that's a word I don't know if I looked up, but I should, and I will. So there's that, and yeah, most of the big thing there was about. It says predicts that patient may have reduced dopamine receptor density and hypoponemic functioning. The patient has increased risk for weight gain when treated with antipsychotics, which I don't use. So cool. Then there was like some sort of cancer medication that there was like cautioning, but I don't really have to deal with that, so that's good. And then this was interesting. Anticoagulants. I don't have to take any, but my mother did. And I'm pretty sure she took Coumadin. And it's saying here that I should not be taking Coumadin. So I wonder very strongly if her taking Coumadin was hazardous to her health and her well-being, and if her cardiologist knew that. So that's a very interesting finding. Yeah, it says caution. Then proton pump inhibitors, which is all like that acid reflux stuff. Nexium, Percocet, Prilosec, all those aren't good for me. Or is that standard precaution? You know what? I think I'm not clear on that one. It might be. Oh, I see. So there's some that it's two columns. That's what's confusing. They have a column that like is the caution column and a column that's this is the standard and the caution. So Nexium's fine if I took Nexium. But if I took Prilosec or I'm sorry, I can't even say these. But a lot of these other ones are no. So this cool thing about the test is like one side will tell you standard, like what you can take that would be okay, and others are like, that might not be good for you. So that's good. So that, and then I don't see, it's like an almost 80-page document, by the way. It's telling me about ADHD medication and how it's cautioned me on a lot of medication. So I think my psychiatrist was right. I should not be taking any stimulants. This is like a no for Adderall, no for Strata, Folican, Dexatrin, Vyvanse, which makes me wonder about my son because he's on Vyvanse and I don't know if it's the best medicine for him. So I want to talk to his doctor about that. Methylphenidate, Epitenso, Corcenta, Metadate, Quevalant. Anyways, Ritalin and all that stuff. And then it's like for I didn't even see this one. Anti-addictives. Wellbutrin, Syban, Contra. Anyways, ones that I've never taken are also on the caution list. So that's cool. And then I think that's only 8 pages in. So that's fun. I'm okay for antidepressants. As tons I can take. Nothing to caution. And then there's something for non-PGX medications. I don't know if that's a caution. But I don't know. I never cared for Zoloft. I tried Zoloft. It made me eat a lot. I was just like, ah. So, I don't know. And so then they go into this like dosing guide for things, which goes more into detail about certain things. We talked about the low comp activity. Patient's genotype result predicts a reduced therapeutic response to amphetamine stimulants if prescribed amphetamines should be administered at the lowest dose. So yeah, I had to move the camera. Some things are just, I'm easily stimulated, which I kind of knew that already. Strata, which is also another one, no. Wellbutrin, no. So these just go into more detail. This one says, normal metabolism may be associated with a slightly decreased dexlansoprazole clinical exposure, which is in regards to this particular medication. So they'll give you like a yellow mark that's like caution, caution, caution. Which is interesting. So they'll tell you what medicine doesn't work for you and why, whether it's like a certain gene that doesn't help with the dopamine, low activity. Oh, here's one. Increased risk for methotrexate toxicity because I have a reduced MTHFR activity, like a lot of people are talking about. By the way, I think I'm going to have to make another video of this. This is going to have to be part 1. Patient carries 1 copy of the MTHFR variant, resulting in reduced MTHFR activity. And it sort of talks about leukemia and rheumatoid arthritis and stuff. I never had leukemia, but my dad's mom did. And I've always wondered about like the fact that it's hard for me to open jars and stuff. Like, is there arthritis or something? So yeah, that's what's interesting. And then it says, poor response to methylphenidate. So yeah.